Welcome to the Geeks Attic. We're going to talk about Star Wars Nightlily, The Lover's Tale. Star Wars Nightlily, The Lover's Tale was written by Barbara Hambly. Now, this story was published in Tales from the Mos Eisley Cantina by Bantam Spectra in 1995. Now, they also recorded it as an audio drama, complete with Star Wars sound effects and music. And that's how I absorbed this story, through a cassette tape. So this review, a little bit different. I'm going to be giving you an extended summary with some of my thoughts mixed into it, and then more thoughts like after that. I just found this to be so interesting and strange that I just wanted to talk about it in depth more than just like a quick review. Buckle your seatbelts, kids. Feltapern Travag, a Godel. He works as a tax assessor or collector in Mos Eisley on Tatooine. He was a bounty hunter before his service to the Empire. He prides himself on his tracking abilities, and he has these cones on his alien Godel head. They're like antennae, okay? They vibrate, and he has this new vibration in his cones that he hasn't felt since his days as a youth, before the Jedi were wiped out. Now, as he walks through the Mos Eisley marketplace, he senses a Jedi, and the bounty on such a life form would be extremely high. He pinpoints the source of his hyperactive awareness. However, before Travag can make his move, he loses the Jedi in the busy streets of Mos Eisley. Travag, he raises the water tax with no care in the world whatsoever about how it affects the citizens. He thinks humans are disgusting creatures, which is kind of funny considering like who he works for. Like the Empire, they dislike non-humans. So I thought that was a little strange that they had this non-human that's kind of like, treating humans like garbage. So this thought occurred to me. If you're tempted to use the Lord's name in vain, you stub your toe, you're angry, you're upset with somebody, don't use the Lord's name in vain. Start saying Feltapern, Feltapern Travag. You could even throw the hands up like this, you got the antenna, you're just you're pissed, you're just Feltapern Travag. Do that. But there is the shift that takes place in his heart when he faces the most beautiful woman he's ever laid eyes on, and she needs help, desperately. So this woman, she is a Henemith, is her alien species name, I think. I don't know how to say that. These names are strange. Her name is Miom Onith, or a.k.a. Nightlilly. She wants to visit her family and come back to Tatooine after she visits the family, but she just can't afford it, and she goes to Travag. And Travag says that he will help her. He's going to go down to the spaceport. He's going to stop the ship and pay her way off of Tatooine and back. But he doesn't. He lies to her. He says he's going to do it. He just kind of wastes his time. So he comes back to her, says, "Oh, I'm sorry. Too late. I missed it. But I will take you to lunch." And that's what he does. He's going to try to impress her. They go to this fancy restaurant, and things get really awkward here. While they're looking at the menu, Nightlily confesses, while moaning very sexually, that she can't eat meat until she's mated. Now, here's a piece of conversation from the story, at the dinner table. Travag says,
"Jabba's definitely a flesh eater."
And Nightlilly's like,
"I shall be too, once I've mated."
What? This is weird. Travag says that he needs her, and she asks if he means you need me in marriage, and he thinks, wow, she's dumb as a brick. It says that. So take that, you Star Wars anti-brickers. I saw something in the news, Star Wars fans are freaking out, saying there's no bricks in Star Wars. Well, there are. So he thinks to himself, I will have her in bed, no problem. But marrying this bimbo is out of the question. These are words that are taken from the story, too. I think he actually did say bimbo. I think. Pretty sure that's what I heard. Travag, the dirtbag, is going to buy her third-class seating on a shuttle off Tatooine. He believes that it's the least thing he can do after he sleeps with her. Now, meanwhile, he sees that someone else is seeking out the Jedi that he had sensed earlier. It's another bounty hunter, and he needs to take out this other bounty hunter because he wants to collect on the cash for the Jedi. So Travag, he takes Nightlily later on to the Mos Eisley Cantina and gives her some powerful drinks. He's a pervert. He scans the bar for potential assassins to take care of his little issue with the other bounty hunter because, like I said, he wants to get him out of the picture. He also woos Nightlily, talking of love and excitement for her, while in his head he just wants to fulfill his lustful desires. He's briefly distracted, though, when he sees a Jedi wander on into the cantina. We see Han Solo shoot Greedo from Travag's perspective. Of course, he doesn't know who these people are. But finally they leave the cantina, and Travag takes Nightlily to a room to plant his flag. And the audio drama just sounds so raunchy. Nightlily moans in ways that are not safe to listen to at work. Okay? The actress just was very loud, and I got worried that people could hear my headphones. So it was very over the top. It was strange for that to happen. Nightlily kills Travag. Spoiler alert. The crime scene proves that his death was violent and over the top. The conversation at the crime scene while Jawas are bargaining, trying to cut deals on the body parts of Travag, is that Nightlily's species devours their mate after the act of mating. It's pointed out that love in some languages actually means dinner in others. So yeah, this was an interesting tale. Did I like it? No, I did not. It was interesting, though, to see that some of the Imperials did have this pity on the poor folks on Tatooine. They thought that Travag was just being a little bit too hard on them, and they're like, "Oh man, you need to ease up on these people." And Travag's like,
No, screw you guys.
But Travag, he's a selfish bully on a power trip. The audio drama production of this story was interesting. I didn't care for the story at all. It was dull. It was silly. It was kind of perverted. The story does take a turn for the worse, though, when things become hypersexual and extremely weird. I was serious. The moaning that took place. I thought people around me at work would be able to hear it. I'm like, man, it just gets extra loud for some reason. So, yeah. Horrible story. For the rating, I'm going to give it an F. Give it a big ol' F. Just a bizarre story that's not worth your time, so I am not going to recommend that you check it out. So don't waste your time. Of course, you're probably going to read Tales from the Mos Eisley Cantina. Might read better than it plays out in the audio drama. I don't know. I think that whenever I open up that book to read, I'll probably just I will skip over Nightlily, The Lover's Tale by Barbara Hambly. So don't forget to hit that thumbs up, subscribe, check me out at thegeeksaddict.com, check me out across all social media at The Geeks Addict. Have a good one. Delta Pern Travag.